All right, hey guys, welcome. Finally putting my face on one of these videos. Usually I just do it off my iPad, um, but this one we using Screencastify. We're gonna jump into the second lesson, which you guys it should be reviewed for. You should have seen this before. It's order of operations, PEMDAS. A lot of teachers sometimes they use the acronym. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Some goofy way to remember it. This is if you have a math problem and you have a bunch of operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponents, parentheses, brackets, all kinds of things going on. There's a set order that you follow. So if you follow that order, at the end, everybody should get the same answer. They should get the same number. All right. So you can see right here, the P, this is the first priority. So I'll put a 1 for it, is parentheses. So obviously parentheses is what it looks like. It's really any grouping symbol. Okay, it can also be brackets. I always say these are like the flashing lights. As soon as you see that, you have to do whatever operation is inside of there first. So you always have to do that first. Okay, well, what do you do after parentheses? If you have exponents, that's the second priority. Now, exponents, we're going to deal with this more later in the year, but if you see something written like you have 3 and there's a little 2 above it, that's not 3 times 2, it's 3 raised to the second power, or 3 squared, which is 3 times 3, which is 9. All right. Okay, then most of the operations that we deal with are the 4 operations. The third priority is multiplication and division. And then the very last priority is addition and subtraction. All right. Now you can see I put this right there. Make sure to put this in your notes. For these two, this is where we're going to use the left to right rule. So what do I mean by that? So the left to right rule means if I have multiplication division, it's the same priority. I do whatever occurs first when I work left to right. Same thing with addition and subtraction. So here's an example. If I had this 3 plus 4 minus 2, addition and subtraction, it's number 4. It's the same priority. So I would just work left to right. I would do 3 plus 4, which is 7, and then 7 minus 2 is 5. Now this, I have the same numbers, but I'm still going to work left to right because it's this same priority. So let's see here, I would do 3 minus 4 is -1, and then -1 plus 2 is 1. All right. Okay, again, this should be review. Let's do the first 4 right here. Let's move this down. All right. All right. So if we look at number 1, what we want to highlight are all the operations. I have a plus. This dot means multiplication, and then I have the subtraction symbol. Addition and subtraction, they're the fourth priority. Multiplication is the third, so multiplication wins. You do that first. So we're going to do 4 times 2, which is 8. Okay, a lot of these are small numbers that I'm giving to you, so you should be able to do this and use mental math. You don't need a calculator for these. So since I did that, I'm going to cross these out. That reminds myself, it gives me the visual cue. I'm done with them. Everything else that's not closed out, I just bring down. So this is 16 plus, and then 8. Then I bring down this minus 3. So then I have addition, subtraction. They're the same priority. So this is where I use the left to right rule. I just work left to right. So 16 plus 8 is 24. Bring down the minus 3. And then 24 minus 3 is 21. All right. Let's move to number 2. Now, what stands out number 2, I always call them the flashing lights. They're the parentheses. All right. I have to take care of this first. So really easy. 2 plus 8 is 10. So that's in the parentheses. And then I bring everything else down, the 5 times the 6. All right. Now, obviously, this here is multiplication. Now, this, since there's nothing between the 6 and the 10, and the 10's in the parentheses, that's also multiplication. So same priority, so I can work left to right. So 5 times 6 is 30. Bring down this 10. And 30 times 10 is 300. All right. Okay, let's do one more. And actually, no, you guys can do right now. You can number 3, you're going to do on your own and see how you do on it. All right, you'll have multiple choice. You can pick which is the answer. Let's see how you do on it. All right, so let's see how you did with number 3. See if you got the right answer. Well, actually, you probably already know if you clicked on the question, but let's go over the work. Again, just like number 2, what stands out are the parentheses. This stands out, and this. So I'm going to take care of this first. So what's 6 plus 12 is 18. Okay, I'll leave it in parentheses. 4 minus 8 is -4, and that's in parentheses. I bring down the 8. I bring down this minus. I bring down this -3. All right. Now, what could be a little confusing right here, this minus is not inside the parentheses, so this is subtraction. This is subtraction. And see how there's nothing in between these? So this minus, that's not 3 minus 4. This is the 3 times -4. So multiplication is going to go before these subtraction symbols. That could be a little confusing. So this is my next step. Now, I can attach this negative with the 3, and I'm going to do -3 times -4. These are going to be the most common mistakes dealing with these double negatives. So when you multiply 2 negatives, it gives me a positive 12. Then I just bring these down. So it's 8 minus 18. Bring down this this became a plus, because -3 times -4 is positive 12, so that changes to a plus. So I have a minus, I have a plus. These are the same priority. I just work left to right. Now you might be thinking, oh, here we have to multiply 8 and 18, but because that minus is not inside the parentheses with 18, then it means subtraction, right? If it's inside it like here, then you multiply, right? Little thing that make a big difference. So 8 minus 18, this is -10, and then plus 12. -10 plus 12 is 2. All right. So one of the big things to take out is too, look at all the work. Look at all these steps. 1, 2, 3, and actually this last one, 4 steps. Please show all your work. I'm not going to give you big numbers, but just like math, you got to be real systematic. Parentheses first, then exponents, then multiplication, division left to right, and then addition, subtraction left to right.